So why the hell do you want to boost your show up rates or close rates? Like, who cares? Like, it's boring. I want more leads. No, if you book 30 calls per month and you have a 60% show up rate with a 30% close rate, very, very realistic. If you sell a package for 2.5k, that means you're taking about 18 calls, you close about 5 clients per month, and your monthly revenue is 13,500. It can be more, it can be less. If you just dial in this process, which I'll show you exactly how to do in this video, you will get all the templates. You can get your show up rate to up to 75 to even 80% and your close rate to up to 40%. You're going to make 22,000 instead of 13,000. You can basically double your revenue without booking a single extra sales call. So this is what most coaches have. The person books the call, they send the Calendly reminders, the text and phone reminders 24 hours and 1 hour before the call, and basically nothing happens. Like, there's silence for 2-3 days. Well, we hope the person shows up, and then the call time. The person is called, they forgot why they even booked the call. If you are dialed in, if you implement this process, they book the call, they get the manual booking plus confirmation DM, they get the post-booking video plus homework to do before the call, to build connection, build trust, and give them some homework so they are more invested into this whole call. You send them a pre-call VSL to overcome objections, set expectations, explain the program in depth before they even get on a call with you. You set up an email plus text sequence up to 12 emails going out before the call, overcoming objections, setting expectations. You send them a reciprocity video the night before, so there's basically no way they will not show up. And then you set up simple reminders, then the call happens. Can you see the difference? They know your face, they know what happens on the call, the objections are handled, and they know everything about your program before they even get on a call with you. So I'm going to show you 8 steps how you can increase your show up rates and close rates and implement all of these things that we mentioned here, from the easiest to implement to the hardest to implement. So I would implement at least 3 to 4 out of them. They are the lowest hanging fruit. These are the highest leverage things. You will get the most bang for your buck, you know? But the other ones are also very good, and we implement them for clients so they go from 60 to 80% show up rates. So the first one, very, very easy. 2 seconds. You want to go to Calendly and set up the proper reminders 24 hours before and 2 hours before the call. Email and SMS reminders. And the second setting is allow people to book a call only 3 days into the future. Therefore, it's still top of mind for them. So first you want to go to your booking/calendar provider. So most people use Calendly, but it's going to work the same with Go High Level, cal.com, whatever platform you use. So this is your event. You want to go to availability on Calendly specifically. Here, invitees can schedule 3 days into the future, like I said. And second, to set up the reminders, you go to more options. You go to at the very bottom, you have notifications and workflows. Here, you want to scroll down. First, for the calendar invitation, leave it the way it is. Email reminders, you want to go to the 3 dots on, then click into edit, and then scroll down. You're going to have the default reminder for 24 hours before event. You also want to add another reminder, which is 2 hours before the event. You want to click save and close. And next, you want to do the same for the text reminders. So turn them on and click edit. And here again, it's going to be default 24 hours. So add the reminder 2 hours before that event and click save and close. And lastly, make sure you click save changes as well to the overall event settings. Step number 2, which is a bit of a bonus, if you're using DMs to book sales calls, this is exactly what to do to book more sales calls. So you never want to send a calendar link. You want to ask them, does this time in the morning or in the evening work for you? Okay, so you never want to send a calendar link, you want to book them in manually. So you want to ask them for their details. Also, what's your name and phone number? I can send over a calendar invite with the meeting details. And then you open your Calendly and you book them in. You're going to literally increase your booking rates by 30-40%, which means you're going to significantly increase the number of bookings that you get on average every single week. Then after you actually book them in, make sure you say, hey, just send over the invite to your email. Did it come through or did it go to spam? Make sure that they check their email, they click yes on the invite. Therefore, they're going to get all the reminders properly and it's going to get added to their calendar. And of course, keep in mind a lot of people are not professional call takers, especially B2C. Like, they don't hop on calls on a regular basis. So you need to make sure that they actually know how to find the Zoom meeting link in the first place, right? So you point them to the Gmail, therefore they can find the Zoom meeting and they know what to do when the appointment time comes. Another one, especially in the DMs, you want to send them a pre-call video. If you have a VSL call funnel, you can still send this via iMessage, right? But if you use Instagram to book calls, which is a lot of people, a lot of online coaches, you want to send them a pre-call video the evening before the call. So you check the calendar for tomorrow, today evening, and you see who you are booked in with. Then you record a custom video for every person. What's going on, name? Hope you're having the best day of your life. Hope you're doing well. Just check the calendar. So we are booked in for a quick 30-minute call tomorrow. I'm super excited. What we are going to do is go over 3 things. First things first, your biggest struggle in your fitness journey. Next, your biggest goal, which is losing 20 pounds. You can kind of tie back to what they mentioned in the DM conversation. and then we will come up with a game plan to help you get there. Bring a pen and paper. It's going to be awesome. I'll chat with you tomorrow. So as you can see, it's sent as a selfie style. There's a lot of things that are happening here. So first things first, you just have a personal touch. You mentioned their name. They feel that connection with you. Next, you have that positive energy. You know, I'm super excited for the call. Next, a lot of people no-show, especially again B2C, because they don't have clarity on what they can expect on the call. So you tell them exactly, hey, you can expect these 3 things on the call. Next, you frame it as it's going to be valuable. So we are going to go over your biggest struggle, your goal in your business or in your fitness, and then I'm going to help you come up with a game plan to help you get to your goals. So it's very clear what's going to happen on the call. And lastly, this is super key, very overlooked. Bring a pen and paper. It's going to be awesome. I'll chat with you soon. We essentially tell them like, hey, be at home, behind desk, and take notes. What do you think that prevents? That prevents people that are on the go, that are driving a car. They know that they have to be at home, right? Sitting down and taking notes. Nobody's going to pay you for your high ticket program if they're on the go, right? So this completely prevents that. So mark it in your calendar. Every evening, you check the calls that you have booked in for tomorrow. You send a custom video. It's going to take you 2 minutes for all of the leads that you have for tomorrow. This is just a 20-30 second long video, so it's very, very short. Send that to them, and you're going to increase your show up rates. This is probably the lowest hanging fruit. Builds that reciprocity, builds connection, builds trust, shows that you care before the call. Step number 4 is creating an actual short post-booking video. So this is an asset that you have to send to everybody before they hop on a call with you. We can also paste it on your confirmation page, which I'll show you exactly how to set up later in the video. But this is the first step. So you want to record a video for them, and I'll show you the template where essentially you tell them to confirm their appointment, to DM you or message you back to confirm the appointment. Very, very important. Next, you tell them exactly what's going to happen on the call. Hey, I'm going to basically pitch you if it makes sense for both of us. You show them a bunch of results. And lastly, you essentially just tell them, hey, I'm super excited for the call. Speak that. So this is the Canva template that we usually implement with clients. So as you can see, this is what it looks like. So watch this before we speak. Big title. Even if you send it in the Instagram app, it's going to be visible. Next from there, you essentially tell them to DM you confirmed on Instagram. Again, we try to get them to be more invested into this whole conversation. Okay. Next, you tell them to show up to the call, check email, confirm your call. Again, they have to confirm it. They need to be able to find the Zoom link in the first place. Tell them to be ready to learn and ask questions. If you cannot make it, I get it, life happens. Just let me know. Unfortunately, if you no-show and don't give me notice, you won't be able to book a call in the future. So you give them another reason to show up to the call. And next, be open to feedback. You tell them on the call, we are going to dive into your biggest struggle, your goal. And then if it makes sense for both of us, I will essentially pitch you. That's essentially what you say here. Hey, this could be you. You know, you show some client results. We will chat soon. Make sure you DM me confirmed. And you even tell them that you have a bonus surprise for them, which is actually a video sales letter. That is going to be something that we set up later in the video as well. So what you want to do is use the software, the extension, Chrome extension called Loom, and just record like a quick Loom video over this presentation. It's going to be about 2 or 3 minutes long, and essentially you just want to send that to people before the call. So this is how you can frame it. So by the way, do me a favor, take 2 minutes to watch this video. You send them the link to that Loom video, like straight Loom link. Once you're done watching it, come back and say confirmed, so I know you've completed it. Cool. And then we have the next step, but it's going to be the next step in this video. I'll show you how to set up your VSL as well. So the next step is to set up your video sales letter, which does most of the hard work for you because it explains your program in depth before the call. We need to make sure that they watch this video. Second, we overcome the most common objections, the most common limiting beliefs that would prevent them from buying. And lastly, it sets the expectations for the program, for what they can expect on the call, what they can expect when they join your program. What does that look like? We give them that taste before the call, and we make them essentially feel like, okay, you can either do this yourself or you can join my program and we can do this together. Then when they hop on the call with you a few hours later or next day, what do you think they're gonna do? Obviously, they're going to want to join your program. We need to frame it in their best interest. Like, hey, I have this free training on how to lose 15 to 20 pounds of body fat in 90 days or less, or whatever the title is. But we need to frame it in their best interest. So like I said, you show a bunch of social proof. Who am I? So keep in mind, you also want to explain who you are to build that connection before the call. Next, what you will learn today. So for example, in a fitness context, why most diets fail, the best strategy for sustainable fat loss, how to get real results. So again, it is very valuable and you do want to make it valuable, but all throughout this presentation, you have to be plugging in client results. So using this helped my client go from this to this, and you go to the next slide, and you do that a couple of times throughout the presentation, so people associate you with results. This is what you can expect if you follow along. And next, you go through challenges. So this is what you struggle with: not enough time, low energy, no clarity what to do, and this is what you really want. Here's exactly why you're stuck. So again, you want to make it valuable. You show them how to break free, and you mentioned here that one of the keys to breaking free is accountability, which means getting a coach. Without it, it's impossible. So you're planting those seeds early before the appointment. So what do you think they're gonna want to do on the appointment? Well, get accountability. Next, you go through the keys to the transformation. This is the fitness context. You break some limiting beliefs. So for example, this in the fitness context is the TDEE, which is like a concept that a lot of people don't know about, that, you know, just doing cardio doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to lose weight. It's actually about building more lean muscle that allows you to burn more fat even if you're resting. You kind of break limiting beliefs. You show them that you are the expert as well. So this is an example. Next, you tell them what they need to stop doing, right? They need to stop program hopping. They need to stop following random Instagram workouts. So again, what do you think they need to start doing? Well, they need to hire a coach. That's the logical next step. So this is like a summary of this. So as you can see, it is very valuable, like flexible diet, protein intake, fiber intake, eat this much. This is again, fitness context, efficient workouts, stay active, track everything, accountability. Next, you show them a bunch of client results. Again, you want to be plugging this in between these slides. Yeah, this is the solution, but to be fair, you know, everybody is different, you know, every business is different in a business context. So this is just the tip of the iceberg. Like everything has to be custom because everybody is different. But the good news is I have a system that is built for your custom needs. So like I said earlier, you give them a choice. Hey, you can figure it out on your own, you know, or we can do this together. If you do it on your own, it's high risk, it's guesswork, no structure, no accountability, trial and error, wasted time, wasted money, or we can do this together. It's very low risk. You know, there's no guesswork. You get exact structure, you get accountability, you get support, you get a proven system, and you save time, and you actually save money in the long term. And this is what you can achieve if you choose path 2. And again, you show all of these should be like before and afters in the fitness context, or some kind of testimonials from your clients. Next from there, you want to overcome some objections. So naturally, a lot of like limiting beliefs will pop up in people's heads. So yes, you only need 3 to 5 workouts per week to work out. Yes, you can do this at home or at the gym. Yes, you can still travel. Yes, you don't need to give up all the favorite foods. You don't need to be perfect. No, it's not about genetics. If you are working with, let's say, you know, men over 40, women over 40, you can also say, no, it's not too late to get results. No, you're not too old. And then you tell them like, hey, basically from here, you have a choice. You can stop guessing and get the support and accountability you need, or continue to spin your wheels in circles. If you want to do this together, here's what it looks like. And here you explain the program in depth. So then the program name, some kind of photos, you just explain it pretty much step by step, every kind of pillar of your program. So let's say mindset. You often want to give it cool names. So like the unique mechanism. So it sounds like something new that they haven't tried in the past. So we don't say nutrition plan or meal plan. We say food freedom formula, or whatever else the name in your program is. So you want to come up with these cool names, right? Again, this is a workout plan, so it's a strong and sculpted framework, balanced life blueprint. So again, it sounds like something new. The reason I failed in the past, okay, I tried calorie deficits, okay, I tried this, I tried that. The reason I failed in the past is because I've never tried the body sculpted method or whatever, the food freedom formula. That is how we want people to think. And so it's not even that hard. You just need a system and support. So as you can see, like by this point, you have built so much curiosity and so much willingness to change. You know, like people are excited. They're like, oh wow, like that's why I failed. Like this makes so much sense. And next, they hop on the call with you. What the hell do you think is going to happen on the call? Of course, they are going to be extremely likely to buy your program. And that's how you create those layup deals. They know everything about your program because you've explained it. You've overcome all of their objections. What do you think they're going to do on the call? They're going to take action. Like you're going to see the calls that are like 10, 15 minutes long. You're going to turn into a cashier. By the way, if you want both of these documents, you can just check the first link in the description. I'm going to put them there. So from here, you have dialed in reminders before the call, you have the pre-call VSL, you have the shorter post-booking video, and you know how to utilize that in the DMs. So tying back to our DM script, if you book that call in the DMs, in the iMessage, if you do it through like a VSL funnel, it will be the same. But let's say you are in the Instagram DMs. So I mentioned this earlier. So you send them the post-booking video, which is, watch this before we speak, is the shorter one. And you tell them to DM you confirmed to get the bonus surprise. So they message you confirmed. Love it. I've also got the surprise for you. This is the free training that walks you exactly how I'm helping clients lose 15 to 20 pounds in 90 days. So this is the title of that VSL that we had. You can change it. This is just an example. And you paste them that video. Watch this before the call. Come back to the chat once you're done and let me know what you learn. Cool. Make sure you tell them like, hey, let me know what you learned. It's very, very important. So you set that expectation that they have to watch it before the call. Even if they don't get back to you, a lot of people won't. Even if they don't watch the full video, if they watch a few minutes, you would have already indoctrinated them in the way how you want them to think before the appointment. This is the best use case for this, but there's actually one more to warm up cold leads that you have in your DMs. So let's say you are going through your outbound conversation. You kind of ask them like, what's your story? What got you into fitness? But they are not really opening up. You keep keep asking those questions to get them to warm up, to open up, you know, but they are still very unresponsive, like one-word responses, or they take hours to respond. They're not going to book a call, so you don't want to burn them. You want to provide value. Hey, by the way, I've got this free guide that I made for my community on how to lose 20 pounds without dieting. Wanna check it out? You send them the VSL right away. This is going to warm them up. They're going to be more likely to book a call in the future. Quick break. If you want us to come in and install all of these systems completely done for you, build the funnels and all of that stuff, check the second link in the description. There's a full explanation of the fitness profit funnel. We essentially help you with content, ads, appointment setting, human plus AI systems, building all of these assets that I mentioned, completely done for you. Back to the video. So now that we have that pre-call video, we have the VSL, we have proper reminders on Calendly, now we need to put all of this in one place. So the next step is to set up a confirmation page. So this is just a more professional way, a more professional page you want to send people to after they book the appointment. So in this script, instead of sending them that 2-minute video, you want to send them the link to the post-booking page, which I'll show you how to set up now. But I kind of want to show you what it looks like. Check your email, confirm the call. Next, we often have some kind of Q&A, which will be included in the template, which I'll show you in a second. So a bunch of like questions and overcoming objections. How much time does it take? How long does it take to see results? Do I have to restrict all of my favorite foods? Pretty much all the questions, all the objections that you want to answer before the appointment. Next, a bunch of social proof, so like client results, text results, like testimonials if you want to include that. And again, you are one step away from your transformation. Just click yes on the appointment invitation in your email to confirm your appointment. So I know this looks cool, but I'm not a tech person. How do I set this up? You can actually do this inside of Claude. So again, in the first link in the description, there is going to be the link to all the assets that you need. So this is one of the assets. So this is the thank you page prompt. So what this will allow you to do is put together that entire page. So all you want to do is just open Claude, ideally desktop app, and then you want to go to cowork and simply paste this in and click send. Now, before you do that, make sure that you're on Opus, ideally, so it's the smartest model possible that will give you the best output. Now, you can also do this with ChatGPT. It is created for Claude, but it's going to also work in ChatGPT. And you essentially want to just click send. From there, wait a few seconds. You can also read what this instruction does. As it's working, I'll tell you what you need to put together this page. So first things first is obviously that post-booking video that you created earlier. Watch this before we speak is that shorter one. So you want to embed that on the top of the page that like I showed you. Next, you need some client before and after, so some client results that you want to embed there. And if there's any like accent colors, your brand colors, your logo, you can also include that here, but this is obviously optional. As you can see, it starts asking us some questions. Your business name, who you coach, roughly how many clients you coach. So this is for the client results. You know, I've coached 200 plus clients. Names if you have them as far as client results. And next, names if you have them. So like for your unique mechanism, food freedom formula instead of a nutrition plan. So I'm going to start typing out first. Let's say in my context, it's going to be social flow. Number 2, I coach, let's say in the fitness example. So like men 40 plus. Next, number 3 is going to be, let's say, roughly how many clients you've coached. I'll say 200 plus. And names, I don't have them. And I click send. So the step number 2, as you can see, it will give you all the steps. So the second one is to paste the Loom video, which is the post-booking video. So when you go to Loom, let's say this is your video that you've done. So you want to go to share and then click copy link. And then from there, you go back to Claude and you simply paste that link right here. Step number 3 is your brand colors, brand guidelines, and your logo. So it will ask you about the accent color and the logo. And this is optional, so you can just drag and drop your logo. So say you can say, I want to use orange for my colors, or you can paste in the actual hex code if you know it of your brand color. And next, that's pretty much it. And the last step before it starts building the actual code of the page is we need to drag and drop the before and after photos or the client results into chat. So like I showed you earlier, it's going to create a grid of these client results. So to get a nice looking grid, ideally paste either 3 or 6 or 9 photos, right? So it looks clean. So I just pasted some stock photos, and so I have 6 in this case, and I just simply click send. So as you can see on the right, this is what it's going to look like. This is not a perfect preview. This is just like a Claude preview. We are going to use one more app that is also completely free. It will take you 2 seconds to get that set up, and we are going to be able to host it on a real website. Just have a look at what it looks like. Obviously, this looks kind of silly because I pasted the same results, but you just want to have multiple before and afters. But as you can see, it is perfect. It works. It's simple and it works. You can add your logo, like I said, and a lot more as well. But this is a proven template. You know, you will have these common like objections that we often get. So this is already pre-templated. You have the responses to it as well. And even if somebody asks like, how much does it cost? We just give them a broad answer, right? You usually don't want to reveal the price before the call. You basically want to say that, hey, it depends on the, you know, on the needs, on the goals. We will talk about that on the call. So as you can see, it's going to give you instructions. So download the file above. It's already named this. So you go to download, very, very simple. You go to app.netlify.com/drop. So this is again a free app. So you can just copy this link and you drop the file onto the page. That's literally all you have to do. So this software, Netlify, will allow you to host this as an actual website, if that makes sense, and it's completely free. So I just copied the link into my browser. I'm just gonna click paste, and it's going to show up this. So the file that you downloaded a second ago, so here the index.html, make sure it's this name, it's actually very important. Make sure you drag and drop that here, and it's going to say uploading your project. It might ask you to create a free account, but again, it's completely free. From there, it redirects you to this page. As you can see, it will have this kind of strange like domain name, so we can change that in a second, but we can first click and make sure that it actually works. You have the text, you have the post-booking video, you can play it here, you have the questions, you can customize it, you can just talk to Claude and tell it to make whatever changes you want to make. It took you 5 seconds to set up. You don't need to be a web developer, and this is an actual link that you can send to somebody, but I'll show you how to make it look a bit better. So when you go back to this Netlify app, you go to project configuration, and then from there you can go to project name. You can change the project name. So all you want to do here is project name, change it to whatever you want. So put your company name. For example, I'm gonna put it social flow confirmation, Steve Fit confirmation, whatever you want to put here, your Instagram username confirmation. It doesn't really matter, and click save, and it's going to change the name of the domain because by default it's going to look really weird. So you want to change it. Now you can just save this link somewhere. It looks nice, it looks professional. You just send it. You can also play around with these settings a little bit if you want to. You know, you can change the icon of the page. As you can see, by default it doesn't have an icon, so you can find it here in the settings if you really want to, you know, be fancy with it. But this works. This alone will work as well. So step number 7, now you have your thank you page, you have the before and afters, you have the post booking video, you have the VSL, and all of those assets in place. The next step is to put together videos overcoming specific objections. So as you can see below my video, get your questions answered before the call. What's included in the program? How fast will I see results? Do I need a gym membership? How is this different to other programs? Can I do this, you know, if I'm super busy? Go ahead and think of every single objection that you got on your sales call, and you want to create short 2, 3, 4 minute videos max overcoming that specific objection, and make sure that everybody sees this page before the call. So let's say you created your objection handling videos, you recorded them with Loom as well, or you uploaded them to Loom. So what you can do is, let's say you already have your thank you page that Claude created earlier. You can just tell it, like, I actually have a couple of new videos, objection handling videos. Can you place them above the text FAQ section, this kind of drop down section, and paste the links to the Looms, and it's going to simply embed them on this page. You can see the preview. Next, you download it again, you go to the Netlify again, and you simply upload it, and you get the link the same way like we did it earlier. And step number 8, the more advanced one, is setting up proper emails and proper texts before the call. So this is a more advanced way. At the beginning I showed you how to do it with Calendly. It is a very simplistic way of doing that, right? It's just pretty much 2 reminders before the call. You can turn all of those objection handling videos I showed you a second ago into emails, because everybody has a preferred way of consuming content. So we need to give everybody a chance to consume your content, which is the objection handling content. So it's very important that they do. So what you want to do is turn all of those videos into emails and make sure that everybody gets that before the call. So an example how you can do this is, first things first, you send the SMS and the VSL right away. So the VSL that you created earlier, that full training, the free training, you want to send that through text and email right away. Next, again, we turn those videos, which I showed you a second ago, into emails. How quickly can I see results? Then you can do an email about your story and social proof. So where you started, where you are now. First week walkthrough. So what does the first week look like if they decide to move forward with your program? Training options. So what does that look like with training? Next, you send them another SMS reminder, why plans fail, and you send them the VSL again. So we usually send it a couple of times. You want to give them multiple chances to watch the VSL. And next, another SMS reminder. So you can do up to 6 emails per day. Above that is a bit too much. Up to 6 emails per day, you can have almost the same open rates, and the consuming rate of those assets is so important, right? So you essentially want to try to push it as high as you can, up to 6 emails per day, and I would say 3 to 4 texts across the window from the booking to the call. So let's say somebody booked a call 3 days from now, they would receive essentially 18 emails. How many objections you can overcome in 18 emails? How well you can explain your program and your story, build that connection. So the assets that we created earlier get reused. So you send them the thank you page 4 to 5 times. So we give them multiple chances to watch the main post-booking video and also those shorter, we call them breakout videos, that overcome specific objections and see those before and afters as well. And you want to send them the VSL about 3 times as well, right? You have a lot of opportunities to plug that in. So how can you do this? You can use Go High Level or also Calendly. Calendly is actually a very low-hanging fruit if you want to set it up right away. So the way it works is you can set up workflows inside of Calendly. So now that we are in the settings, we are in the more options. When you go to the notifications and workflows, as you can see the workflows. You can click add workflow. So this will redirect you to the workflows page, and you can go to new workflow and you can start setting up all of this stuff. Okay, so you go new workflow, and then from there you can select the action. So for example, email reminder to invitee, and you click add workflow. also. And now you can customize it however you want. So as you can see, workflow name, you can change it. So let's say 1 hour after booked, whatever that will be. You can do it like, let's say this is your email number 1 hour after booked. Which events will this apply to? So you want to select the event that this will apply to. Next, you select the trigger. So when this happens, by default is 24 hours before event starts. This is the most common one, but we want to do it the other way around. Let's say this is 1 hour after they book the appointment. So not before the start. You can select the trigger here. New event is booked. How long after new event is booked? 1 hour. Like I said, you can send it here, or immediately after the appointment is booked. But I would select 1 hour and you click done. And you can see do this, which is what will actually happen. So send an email to invitee. So edit, and next you can actually send it either from one of these default Calendly email addresses, which is quite beneficial because in the email inbox it will show up with your profile picture, but it will always go to the inbox, because if you do it from your domain, from your email, from your business email, it might go to spam, but there's a chance for that. From Calendly, they are obviously a huge company, so it will always go straight to the inbox, therefore increasing the chance that they will consume that information, right? It will go straight to their main inbox. So first you can select the subject. As you can see, you can use the custom fields as well, let's call them. So you can go here, event name, you can put the name of the prospect here, so invitee first name, hey Steve, right? You can put together these emails and the actual body. So I would like delete it and just put together whatever you want. I'll show you some examples in a second. Include, cancel, and reschedule links, I would get rid of this. Include cancellation policy, I would get rid of this, so it looks more organic. And for the subject, again, you can delete this and make it something more interesting, and I'll show you some example emails now. So I'll show you the low-hanging fruit right away, what you can do, the first email. So as you can see, immediately after the call is booked. So the first subject line is your call is almost confirmed. Next steps, and here is what to expect. We essentially say, hey, there's a couple more steps to complete. Hey name, your call is officially booked for this time. So you want to show what time. Real quick, do this right now so you don't miss the call. You make sure you go to email and you confirm the appointment, right? Make sure you click I know the sender or click yes, right, to confirm the appointment. Here is your link to join when the time comes. Again, a lot of people are not professional call takers, especially if you are selling B2C, for example, fitness, right? So to regular consumers, make sure that you include location, which is the actual link to the Zoom call. And next you continue, you can screenshot this if you want. So this is a low pressure call. This is, just a conversation. In the meantime, I'm going to be sending you some emails just to explain more about how my coaching works, and all that. And one more thing, I put together a page with the answers to the most common questions people have before the call. And here, check it out here. And you link the thank you page, right? This is how you can set it up, right? So you can take screenshots. There's a couple more. As you can see, we have a text. Hey, your call is confirmed. I've got a free training for you. Check it out before the call. We send them the VSL. This is a text 2 minutes after they book the appointment. We send them the VSL. We need to make sure that they consume the VSL. And again, there's a ton of emails that go out before the appointment. By the way, something cool that you can set up as well is a trigger when an event is canceled, somebody cancels, you can set up automatic emails, also going from Calendly. So just change that trigger in those workflows, Calendly workflows. And then basically the way it works is once you're done with the triggers, and just to kind of confirm that it works, you can simply go to your scheduling, find all of your events. Let's say this is your event. And when you go to more options, notifications and workflows, make sure that they appear here. That means they are active for this event. So that's it for the setup. As you can see, there is a lot of stuff that you can implement to start making more money. And again, literally double your revenue. So first things first, for today, what I would set up first is the simple Calendly reminders, 24 hours, 2 hours before the call, low hanging fruit, and start recording the selfie reciprocity video before the call. So again, this is a selfie that you want to record the evening before the call and send that to the leads that you have booked in for tomorrow. Some personalized video, you want to send that on Instagram or on iMessage. Step 2, go to the first link in the description, get the links to the presentations, right, in Canva, those templates, and create your post-booking video. Watch this before we speak, and then from there, simply start using it after you book the call. Send people to that Loom video. The next step is to record your pre-call VSL and create that thank you page once you have that. And after that, start doing the breakout videos, which are the objection handling videos, and set up the emails and texts and go make more money. So that's it for this video. Now, this is exactly what the biggest coaches do, and this is exactly how they scale. You can double your revenue without booking a single extra sales call. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe. If you're interested in getting help with scaling your business, again, pretty much done for you, automating your content, ads, setting up an appointment setting team, AI plus human, check the second link in the description. Again, if you like the video, make sure you subscribe, like the video to see more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next one.